Mindset coach, and I wanted to talk to you today about something that I don't normally talk about. This subject is completely different than things that I usually discuss, but it's so necessary. On one of my pages, I put that I am single, sexy, successful, and sophisticated. And I was so hesitant to use the word sexy because I know that sometimes it can bring a bunch of unnecessary attention and unwarranted advances from people that you don't really want to be bothered with. But I'm 50 now and I am sexy and I am single and I am successful and I'm definitely sophisticated. So I should be able to say all those and claim all those without hesitation because they're true. You know, there are a whole lot of people that are dating or in the dating game at 50 or more. And my message is definitely, hear me clearly, my message is not for men that are 35 years old or under 45. I'm just not interested. I love to have stimulating conversations. You know, I'm a reader, I'm a learner, I'm a seeker of knowledge, and I love to have stimulating conversations. And I'm not saying 35-year-olds can't hang. I'm just not interested. Okay. You know, I've surpassed certain parts of life that you might just be building. So God bless you. But this is about the dating game at 50 or 45 to 65. And as women in particular, things change. A lot of the things that we once had on our list, like, oh, he have to have, or oh, he needs to have, or oh, he must have. We've checked some of those things off the list. And it doesn't mean that we've compromised our standards. We've just become a little bit more compromisable in certain things. Like, no, a man does not have to make $150,000 a year. No, he does not. No, a man does not have to own a home. Now, it would be great if he did, but if he doesn't, it's not on my list anymore. It really isn't. But there are some must-haves. Hear me clearly. Get your pen. You must have a job. And sometimes as women, we're made to feel that we're wrong when we expect the basics, you know, like a job and your own place. I don't care if it's a 1-bedroom apartment over on Lamoli. I don't care. Is it yours? Do you pay the rent? Are you a responsible adult and a productive member of society? If not, please don't inbox me, sir. I'm just saying, and I'm trying to lead with love because as a Leo alpha female, I always get accused of male bashing or, you know, just being a little bit too harsh when it comes to that. I do have very little patience. Oh my God, I have little patience. I used to be, but I've changed. Okay, so I do have a little patience, meaning the shenanigans and the nonsense, I don't expect any of that from men over 45. But I used to be the type of person who was like, oh, it's not gonna work. His pinky finger is too big, or oh, it's not gonna work because, you know, I don't like his shoes, or it's not gonna work because he don't live on the right side of town. I don't like to drive. I used to be like that, admittedly. You know, that's not right. And we all have to learn how to compromise because the pickings are slim. I'm not one of those women that believe all men are dogs, because they are not, because God wouldn't create this amazing world and put nothing but no good for nothing men in it, especially for women of substance. And there are a whole lot of women of substance out there. We have lived long enough to understand what's really important. And at a certain age, we're looking for people that we can bond with mentally, physically, and spiritually. But unfortunately, there are a whole lot of people, even in that age range, that still come at you only for the physical, which is just absolutely ridiculous to me. Understand that. It's ridiculous. Because unless we are all abstaining sexually for Jesus Christ, then two mutual adults who are in mutual agreements are going to become sexual. So there is no reason why we are on the first date and you sitting across from me at Chili's and you talking about sex, and I ain't never seen you before a day in my life. It's just unacceptable. Unacceptable. And I have no patience for that type of stuff. I am very, I'm a very sensual person, and it's very important to me that a man that I date is also still very sensual and very sexual, not promiscuous. I do not believe in promiscuity. There is a difference between being sensual and sexual and promiscuous. Not having none of that. You should have done all that by now. You know, you should have had women of every flavor, color, shape, and size by the time you are 45 and 50 years old. And you should be looking for that life partner, that person that you can walk hand in hand with in the mall. Little old lady, your hair gray, his hair gray, if he got any, if you got any. You know what I'm saying? You guys have raised children. You know, your morals and goals are different. You appreciate the trees and you appreciate the flowers, and you know, you can have stimulating conversation. I'm telling you, I'm a stickler for stimulating conversation. Ooh, honey, don't nothing turn me on better than a man that I can have. Not conversation where you're determined to get me to believe your beliefs. Okay? Not that beat me over the head with your beliefs and you need, no, that's not the truth. At our age, we should learn that nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. And we don't have the right to say that somebody else's beliefs and concepts are wrong. You don't have to believe the way I believe to be my man. You do not. But you do have to have a mutual respect for me and an open ear. And your mind has to be expansive enough to listen. You know, like I was, you know, involved with somebody once, and I'm a proud member of the Order of the Eastern Star. Prince Hall right of adoption, and he was absolutely against it, and he was very disrespectful when it came up, and he was convinced that it was the Illuminati. And I said to him, baby, I love you. Listen, I understand why you believe that before you knew somebody that was a member, but it's not true. Okay, it's just not true. We don't sacrifice goats, and we don't worship the devil, and we're not the Illuminati. Okay. So I have no patience for a man that is just stuck in his beliefs, won't open his mind a little to just hear the other side, because to be honest, you don't know what you believe in life until you've heard the flip side of the coin. But I like men that are just open, well, let me hear, what do you think about that, baby? Or what's your opinion on that? You know, if you don't have an opinion on anything, if your life is solely, and I don't mind video games, make no mistake, I'll play video games with you all day long, but it cannot be our entire lives. We have to be able to encompass everything. Let me read a book to you, baby. Let me read my book to you. Let me talk to you about, you know, why I'm passionate about certain things, you know? So the point is, I made this video, which is completely different than anything I talk about, because it's real and it's what's happening in my life. I get a slew. Y'all know I got 8 pages because, you know, Facebook tries to limit my greatness. They only let you have 5,000 friends per page. So I have about 8 pages, but I have so many inboxes from men that you get excited about initially, because you're like, oh, he's 50. So he, you know, he has to have something to say. Something. Oh, and he's local. I'm in LA. I'm an affectionate girl. I need my man in LA. You get all excited, and then you go and you go to his page, and he's got some gangster, some negative, insightful nonsense on his page. You're not for me, boo. I understand where you came from, and I will never hold that against you. I have dated many people that used to be big-time gangbangers and drug dealers, okay? I truly have. I'm from Compton. However, we evolve daily. We grow. We grow. We thank God that you survived, because many of your friends are in the grave. You understand? You are not 50-some years old still representing woo, 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 woo. None of that. Can't be my man. Sorry. So I try not to be judgmental. But there are just certain things that I just can't tolerate. I'm still raising a very young daughter. She's 7. That's important too, because most people don't expect to meet a 50-year-old who has 7-year-old. That's a story for another day. That's that sexy. That's where that sexy got me. Anyway, I love her dearly. But you have to be a person, even if you don't have children, or you have raised yours, you have to be able to love children, small children, as if they're your own, as if they had your own blood. So those are so important. So dating over 50. I want you guys' opinion on this. I want to know what you feel about it. How's it been going for you, women and men? Is what I'm saying to you resonating? Do you agree? Do you disagree? It's okay. I won't get offended at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one. I'm gonna tell you one misconception about me. Now I got to get close. One misconception about me, SaBrina Fisher Reece, the Leo alpha female born August 7th, is that I am so hardcore that I'm not compromising, that I want to tell a man what to do, and that's just not true. That's not who I am, and it's not who I want to be. I am a female. I am made of sugar and spice and everything nice. I love to learn from a man. I love that I'm not as strong as a man. I love that I'm not, and women don't beat me up, but I like to learn from a man. So I'm not saying that I'm not a smart ass, but I like to learn from a man. I like to say, baby, what do you think about this? Or how do you feel about this? And, you know, and I don't like to be reprimanded by a man, because sometimes I can be like, didn't I tell you that you should do this? Don't work for me. Sorry. It has to come with love. It has to come with partnership, and not you just trying to force me to be somebody. That don't work. But I am not that women, let me take this. I have to say this right. People always, I will date somebody and they will say, oh, you run a business. I can tell how you're going to be. Oh, I can already see that you, just let me know. Let me let you know. I don't work for you. I am not a fool. I would never go into anything treating a man. I don't want a man like that. I want a man I can respect. I want a man I can love and respect. And at the end of the day, when you go to your career and I go to my career, we come home together, I am the female and you are the male. And I like that. Make no mistake. I like the muscles in your arms and the definition in your chest, and you know what I'm saying, because I don't like man boobs, but that's okay. That's another story. But I like that. Do some push-ups, babe, before you go to bed. I like that. So men always do that to me. That's a big pet peeve of mine. Before I have given you a reason to tell me not to be that way with you or strong, I'm not that way. I don't believe in that. You know, I've been married 3 times, in case you guys didn't know, and that's not a negative. It means I'm a hopeless romantic, and I was hopeful, got married very young, first time, loved my husband dearly, but was too young to be a wife. My husband went to work with a Lunchable. I didn't know no better. Love him today. You know, I don't regret anything. But now, as a 50-year-old, a single, sexy, sophisticated, and successful 50-year-old, I know better. I know what to do, what not to do, how to do. Not that I don't make any mistakes, because I'm not perfect. However, I know how to be a woman. You know, I love being a woman. I enjoy being a woman. I don't want to be a man. Oh, I like men. I don't want to be a man. And people, oh, you want to be a man? No, I don't. I don't have a temper anymore. I used to have a temper when I was young. I don't believe in anger. I don't believe in communicating out of anger. And no, people aren't going to always agree. They're not going to always get along. But I believe in communicating in a positive way. And the next relationship that I get in, let me claim it now. The next relationship that I get in is the person that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. He's going to, yes, I have some particulars. I do. I have some things that I want on the list, but the list is not, you know, I can compromise, you know, but he does have to have a job, and he does have to have, you know, his own, he can't, you know, I know somebody who's dating somebody and they're like, oh yeah, he sleep in his car because he paid the rent for his baby mama and the baby, and let them live in the house, so he sleep in the car. Not for me, buddy. Not for me. God bless you, though. God bless you. I hope things work out for you. But shenanigans and nonsense, I'm not the one. The stories of, oh, I live with my ex-wife, but we not together, I sleep on the couch, all that nonsense and those shenanigans, unacceptable. And it doesn't surprise you that people still say that at our age. Doesn't surprise you that people talking about, no, I believe that financially, and this is important. Ooh, might want to take a breath on this one. Financially, I believe, even though I was raised old school, understand, but to still hold on to some of those old school morals is selfish. It takes two incomes nowadays to acquire things in life. If I own one home, honey, we need to own two together. I want to own an apartment building down the street around the corner. I want to own a laundromat. You understand? So financially, you have to be able to, if I say, baby, we're going on, I want to go to Paris. Let's, the trip is 10 grand. I got 7. Do you have 3? Or I got 6. You got 4? It doesn't always have to be a 50-50 split. It does not. Because some people make more money than others. Some people work harder than others. Some people have different situations than others. I understand that. But I don't believe in supporting. So this gonna X out 100,000 people in my inbox. I don't believe in financially supporting a man, and I don't believe anymore in a man having to financially support a woman unless she's at home with 3 or 4 babies or whatever. She can't work. I get it. I'm still a little old school like that. I get that. My first husband did that for me. It was wonderful. However, I was always motivated. I wanted to get a job and do my own thing. That was perfect for that time. This is a different time. But men that's out in the world borrowing money from women, and I was bring to the table. Add yours and I add mine, and oh my God, we can explode together. You understand that? Don't be intimidated if a woman makes more money than you, and don't ever be the type of woman that throws that in a man's face. I would never say, I make more money than you, right? I would never say it. It's nothing productive in saying. He knows that. He knows that. A woman never needs to say that, especially out of anger. Do not insult or emasculate, I think the word is, emasculate a man that you want to love you later. So I know all the tricks of the trade. And the thing is, people always say, oh, why are you single? I'm single right now because I've done a mental and spiritual transformation for the past few years. And it's because I did the work, then I can be single and not feel that I'm missing something. So I'm still working on myself. I wrote 1 book last year. I'm writing another. The books are still a form of healing for me. But I always say, I know exactly what it is I need to do in order to manifest the man that I want. And I know the energy, the type of effective prayer, the type of meditation, same thing to me, that needs to happen in order for me to manifest exactly that person. He's already there, been there, got, you can have whatever you want. God said you can have the desires of your heart. I haven't put it yet in the priority category yet because I'm so busy working on me and getting me right. And after going through so many things in my life and so much trauma, being at a point in my life where I can feel so whole and feel so complete without being in a relationship is priceless. It's priceless. Because I tell y'all this all the time. I got married to my second husband when I only knew him 5 months. Now I loved him. He was funny as hell. He was from Wisconsin. He could do that Chicago step. He was a funny person. He could light up the barbecue pit. Very, very funny, loving, happy guy. Except the reasoning behind marrying somebody I only knew 5 months was still coming from my past trauma and my holes. You're like, oh, you get love and here it is and you don't want to let it go. So yeah, oh sure. Yeah, I'll marry you. I don't know nothing about you. I don't even know your middle name, but yeah. So now I don't have those holes anymore. I'm not saying that everything is completely fixed, but it's a whole lot better. And those holes are a whole lot smaller. So I'm not going to make this video too much longer. I love you guys. And dating at 50 can be amazing. Stop saying things like there are no good men left. Yes, they are. They're right there. As a matter of fact, you're looking at me right now, aren't you? I see you. You're cute. There are a lot of good men left. There are a lot of good women left. We just have to work on ourselves first so that we're ready for that positive, productive relationship when it comes. I'm waiting on you. See you. Love you.